I transitioned from corporate to networking. And so she was my whole reason for everything. So, what about anyone else? Anyone else has anything exciting to share from this weekend? I know there was a lot of fun things going on this weekend. Anybody? Nobody wants to talk on Monday.
Sure, I'll talk.
Okay.
This is Bill Edgar, Dayton, Nevada. Uh, just if there's any new people out there, and I'm fairly new, don't quit.
Yes.
Don't quit. I got 47 no's before my sister enrolled.
Yes.
And she said, I don't want to do this business. I just want to talk to people, my friends about the product. And she's on fire. She's got three people just sitting in the wings right now waiting to enroll.
Oh.
And, and I'm going, and you didn't want to work the business. You just wanted to talk. So that's great. Don't quit. And a gentleman that I knew from 20 years ago, I worked with him. He's a
Yeah.
brother in Christ. And I dropped a note at his house where he used to live. And I don't
Yeah.
want to take up all the time, but it
This is important.
don't don't not contact somebody you haven't talked to in a long time. He is a current millionaire. He's a current millionaire. And I started to tell him a little bit about this, and he goes, I want the link. Send me the link. I got somebody else I can send this to. He said, I'm going to watch Monday night. So don't ever quit. Just stay
Oh,
the
that
course,
is
whatever
so
it takes.
awesome. Bill, that's amazing. I used to say to my team, how many no's did you get today? Not how many yeses, how many no's, because that means that you're working and, it's gonna happen. And that is so amazing that you just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And then bam, you get that yes. I always tell everyone it's like playing cards. You get a two, you get a three, you get a four, you get a, and then you're like, whoa, a king, a queen, an ace. And that's kind of how it happens, Bill. So that's exciting. Get out there and get some more no's. So we can get some more yeses. But that's how it goes. It's really simple. You talk to people, some say yes, some say no. So I think that's amazing. And Bill, it's special to me, guys, because I was used to working with women. I love our men. They're just so amazing and strong, and it's just a whole new world for me. So I love that. Anyone else? Anyone else want to share? Anyone else this weekend? I know we had a lot going on with the festival and all that. Oh,
Thanks to George, I shared my story about 7 or 8 times in a short form with the Chamber of Commerce mixer.
that is amazing.
Great.
That is so nice. And see, just stepping out, how did that feel doing that? Felt good, huh? And every time you'll get better and better and better and better. That's what I tell people in the beginning. It's so scary. And, those of you that kind of know me, they're like, there's no way you were afraid to talk to anyone. Yes. I was so scared in the beginning and I just did it over and over again and then finally picked up on it. Well, Janet, thank you. And you and Bill, sounds like you're a rock'em sock'em team. So we're excited. Well, this morning I'm talking.
Let's make it tentative. You know,
Yeah.
all you do
Maybe if someone can help with muting for me, that would be great. Does someone else? Okay, there we go. Well, I'm talking about something that is so near and dear to my heart, which is time management. And I am going to leave time at the end because I'd like to for someone to kind of give me situations and maybe myself and others can chime in and help. But I know a little bit about me if some of you don't know me. I was like a crazy corporate mom before I moved over to this networking. When I say crazy corporate mom, I'm not fudging that I work 60, 70 hours a week, like for real. And I traveled about 14 days out of the month. but I loved it. Like I loved being a workaholic and I loved what I was doing. But what I want to share with you guys is I had a 2 year old, a 3 year old, and a 7 year old. And although I love what I was doing, I wanted freedom. So sometimes when you're getting those no's, Bill, you never know who doesn't know that there's something else on the other side that they can do. But I was so busy. I remember saying to my husband, honey, there's this business I'm going to start. And he's like, when? How? Where? But with the help of Christine Peterson and her team, I learned time management. And so I will tell you that I've worked this business with small kids, teenagers. You guys know about my son who collapsed at 14. So with someone that was very sick, through a death in the family. And now we're on the glory days of they're older and we are very stable. So that's why I kind of wanted to share with you. But in the very beginning, have you ever met someone who said, how am I going to do this? Like, I have a full-time job, and most people think that all of us didn't start with a full-time job. Most of us started with a full-time job. And so I remember looking at someone like a Christine Peterson, or at really a better person is Kimberly Starr. I would look at Kimberly and I'd say, Kimberly, she's not working. She, you know, she has all the time in the world to do this. And I have so much going on. And I remember someone sat down with me and said, Antoinette, can you give me 10 hours? You may have to start at the beginning with people. Can you give me 10 hours? And I said, I can give you 10 hours because literally that's 2 series of Netflix, some of us, but I can give you 10 hours. And then she said, if you give me 10 hours, I can change your life. I didn't believe her, but I was too dumb to doubt. So I want you guys, I don't know how to do fancy PowerPoint, but I do want you to write this down because I think this is important. I think we all have 168 hours in a week. All of us, the same amount of time. That's one thing we can't change. So let's just think about what we do all during the week. Hopefully, you sleep 56 hours. You're supposed to sleep 56 hours. That's just 8 hours a night. So that's 56 hours. Let's say you do have a job. So you work a 40-hour-a-week job. Let's say to get to work, most of us don't even have this anymore. It takes 5 hours. Then you do have to get up, take a shower, take a bath, grooming, we call it. Let's just say that's 7 hours. You're supposed to eat. I think Renee was laughing so hard when I told her I really don't like to eat. I don't look like that, but I don't. But let's say eating, cooking, 7 hours, cleaning. I don't quite do that, but 7 hours. Church, 3 hours, or something else, community service that you do. I'm even going to throw in shopping, y'all, and errands. I'm going to throw that in. Family, friends, personal time, personal things, 21 hours. That adds up to 149 hours. And I'll send this to someone so you guys can have it. That means you have 19 hours left. And I think I threw everything in there. You have 19 hours left to do whatever you want to do. You see, the difference is you don't know what you're doing with your time. You really don't. Until you take inventory of your time, I see it just like when you do a financial budget. You're like, oh my gosh, I spent that much money on Starbucks every day. Well, I want you to take inventory on your time because your time is so precious. And one of the things that Christine taught me is that you don't have to do this forever, but I am begging you guys to just do it this week. What I'd like for you to do is to just get a calendar, or I am going to send you guys a sheet of paper, and I want you to fill in things that you cannot change. So you cannot change that you get up in the morning and take a shower or at night. I hope. Some of us, you cannot change that you have to go to work. You cannot change that you pick up kids from school or drop them off. You cannot change that you take care of an elderly parent. Um, Cooking, you cannot change that. I'll say you can change cleaning, but I'll give you that. But you cannot change cooking a meal. I want you to write in. I actually took from morning to night. Wake up. Some of us do the miracle morning. Read my Bible, have my quiet time, drink my coffee. Then at 9 o'clock, I'm on a call with Christine Peterson. 9:30, I'm on this call, maybe. Some of you in the car driving. I want you to draw everything that cannot be changed. And then you're going to talk to one of your leaders about it. And they're going to figure out some time in between that you'll be able to work this business. You see, we're all blessed on this call because you guys can listen to this call. I would say majority of people, they can't get on the call in the morning, but it's recorded. They get to watch it later when they're driving or wherever they are. So the first thing that I did, I took an inventory of my time. Now, you guys heard me say I love to work. So I actually had to write in Friday night date with husband. I love my husband. We've been together 43 years, 44 now, I think. But I had to write it in because we do both love to work. Now, here's how it goes, guys. Once you do that, then you're going to figure out what time you have. Then you have to be intentional with that time. And when I say to you, it's not forever. We're all different. But because I was intentional with my time, and I share this, Christine says this all the time. I don't boast about myself. I just want you to understand what can happen to you. Because I was intentional with my time for 1 year, I just realized 22 years of freedom. Freedom. Freedom means something different to all of us, but I have not had to have a corporate job for 22 years. I have helped others. I have done corporate things to help other people, but I have never had to have a corporate job. I have never been laid off, nor have I ever worried about being laid off. More importantly, and I'm telling you guys this because I think this is something for you to help you with people you're working with. And this is so important to me. I never had to move my children. And for those of us in corporate, you may understand that you had to move your kids because of your job. You had to take them out of school. Now, you may want to move, but I've never had to move. And so what I'm saying to you is for a short amount of time, you doing this or helping someone do this will change their life. It changed my life by doing that. So now those 10 hours, where did I fit them in? Now I'm telling you have 19, but let's just say you take 10 hours. So when I was working a full-time job, and this may be different today, I don't know, some of you work from home. How many of you work through lunch? Like you work through lunch. Like I still want you to give your corporation 100%, but not 150% anymore because you're building a business. We just heard from Carol. What a story. But you're building your own business. You deserve a lunch, at least 30 minutes. And so because I had such a busy life, I would bring my lunch and I would maybe make phone calls at lunch, or maybe you're listening to training at lunchtime, but I just did it at lunch. How many of you never ever take a break during the day from work? You deserve at least 15-minute break, maybe two 15-minute breaks. You'd be amazed at what you could do in a 15-minute break. You take a 15-minute break, you sit on a bench, you go outside, you take two 15-minute breaks. Do you guys see now? I'm almost up to an hour. And then what I would do, driving home from work for 15 minutes before I get in the house. Now, those of you that work from home, your kids up somewhere. But but honestly, before I got into the house, I would sit in my car and I would take 15 more minutes. So that would be an hour a day that I would take the time to make phone calls, to follow up, to book. That's a whole nother training. But 1 hour a day, a lot can happen. Break it into increments. For me, now that I shifted away from a full-time job, I have to tell myself, sit your butt down. I actually have to put a timer and say, you can't move for 30 minutes, let's say. That's long for me, until you blah, 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 blah. Like, you'll kind of work with your upline to figure out that timing of what that is. But it's you organizing your time to be able to do it. But you have to put it on paper, because if you don't write it down, so if you don't say from 12 to 12:30, I'm going to do this, then someone else is going to fill your time. Someone else is going to fill your calendar. And or the day will go by and you're like, oh, I never did that, because you don't have a plan on what to do and how to do it. I think it's easier when you're busy and you have kids to be able to do things, believe it or not, because you're on a schedule. I always think of anyone that's in the service, I talk to them because they're so used to having a schedule and what to do and how to put it into the schedule. And so for all of you, I'm giving you homework. I really want you to write down your whole week and what you do. And in the evening, when my kids were little, from 6 to 7 or 7 to 8, I would read books to my children and read books. That's what I would do. And then maybe from 7 to 8, I would make phone calls, because you have until 9 o'clock. But it was written: read books, make calls, make dinner. Now, I don't cook. Don't, guys, you would never want to marry me, ever. But my mommy, in my last platform, Mary Kay, she would always tell me, anyone can cook a healthy meal in 1 hour. I think Renee told me that. In 1 hour, you could all cook a very healthy meal. Put that on your calendar. What time do you cook? My mentor in my other platform, she took a nap every single day. She put nap because she's 86 years old. She's amazing. But she took a nap at a certain time. She cooked at a certain time. She followed up with people at a certain time. She went out and had fun at a certain time. She taught Bible school. She did everything. So it's just a matter of, for a short amount of time, you organizing your schedule. And it may not, you do it one time and then you may have to adjust it. And then you may have to adjust it. I will tell you guys, I had someone that was a mentor to me. She only had Sunday that she could work her new business. So think of it as 3. And you're like, I'm so busy. I only have Sunday. And I said, okay, let's tackle Sunday. So we tackled Sunday. where think of it like Zooms. Guys, it's so easy now. You don't even leave your house. But let's say you did 3 Zooms on a Sunday and you tried to get 5 people on each Zoom on a Sunday. And then we spent Sunday evening following up. And during the week, I think for some of us that gets really nervous, during the week when she would have prospects or she would have people, because obviously we all would love to talk to 2 new people a day. Me, 10 new people a day. But I want those of you that have a hard time with that. What I want you to know is if Sunday's your day after church, Sunday's your day. But during the week, she would tell people, I'm going to try to follow up with you. But if I don't, on Sunday evening, I sit down and I call everyone. That took so much pressure off of her to be able to say, because you know how you're like, I didn't call them in 24, 48 hours, so I'm never going to call them because I missed them. But instead, she would say, if I don't get to you, I'll get to you on Sunday because she was so busy. But I'm telling you this story because we did that for about 6 months. Little did she know that her son, who has spina bifida, was also going to get cancer. But because she was great with her time, she was able to leave corporate and work with her son. And I want you guys to know her son, full ride to Mizzou, wheelchair basketball. But she had time to do it because she was disciplined for a short amount of time. So I really encourage you guys to do that. I believe that if you want to, I can work and your leaders, we have the best leaders ever, can figure out a schedule for you to be able to grow. I have one more story. I have a friend of mine, and she was in the pink company, but she actually worked her business only on Saturdays for about 5 years. 5 years. It goes back to when we talk about adding 2 people, adding customers. For 5 years, she did that. Her husband got laid off. She took all of those people and she started working her business, and she made over $500,000 in the pink company just because she worked 1 day a week early. She transferred that over. So your time is precious. Y'all, I absolutely love to binge Netflix. But that is a treat for me. If I hit a goal, I get that treat. If I hit a goal, I get to do that. So that's my schedule. I want to open it up for seriously any questions. I do work with people. I have worked with people, and I know most of the leaders are like this at 6 in the morning when they're driving to work, late at night when they're driving home from work. When I was younger, me and my group would put the kids to bed and we would work till 1 in the morning. I can't do that anymore. Last night I missed Christine because I was in my pajamas at 9:30. But all of us can figure out what's best to work. I work with people during lunch. I work on their schedule. So what questions do you guys have? Any situations? You're quiet. Everybody's quiet. Did I get you like mesmerized? I think I think one of the things that's a little different today, how many of you know people that have like 3 streams of income or 5 streams of income? I think that is something that's a little bit different, yes, to work with. But again, I will one of my Erica made a sheet. I don't know if you guys can see this sheet, but all I do is sit down with everyone and I say, okay, you have 5 streams of income. When are you working each business? And then let's talk about when you can work your three business. When can you work it in? When can you do that? When can you work it in? I promise all of you that you can be these leaders if you just, take your time to get there and to make it work. For me, it was just lots of small wins that got me the freedom in a year. And then the freedom, some of you know, I literally took 5 years off and my business kept working. I paid my mortgage and I only did something once a week because I had focused on my son. But it was what I was taught in the beginning and working hard in the beginning that I was able to kind of do that, which is fun, which is why I love this business so much. Because I truly believe, anyone else, is that the sheet? Yes. So I am going to share an email with George and Adrian with attachments, a sheet that I can share because I don't know how to make a PowerPoint. Um, that I can, I'm sorry, y'all. Yes, I'm very needy. But I will share that so that all of you can have the sheet and work on the sheet. And it's so much fun. And do different colors. I would do, you know, when I'm with my family was one color. Oh, okay. Wendy, go ahead.
Yes, sorry, this is Wendy Wilkerson from Utah. I just want to say, Antoinette, thank you so much for having this be the subject today, simply because I have to just say this, working with my spouse who is in the business full time with me, which is kind of rare, I know. He's definitely a red personality. And to sit him down and make a schedule is almost impossible. So him listening to you talking about this just put another, spark on my side, because I'm telling you, it is almost impossible to tie him down to say, okay, we got 15 minutes. Okay, we got an hour. And so it's incredible. And we had one of our partners that was at one of the events that we were doing that I was writing down mad in my book, and he walks over, he says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I have to do this or I am all over the board." And he goes, "I just want to take a look." And he kind of peeked over my shoulder. "I want to see how you do that." And so he was kind of watching, and he's on the call today. So I'm so excited that, he got to hear what you're saying too. Thank you so, so much. You don't even know how much I wanted to hear all of this with him. So you just made my whole day.
Well, it's wonderful. And it's wonderful that you two work together. Some of you are going to get to meet my husband. We're opposites of each other. Just no, don't be like, hi, because he's kind of calm. But but Wendy and Daryl, I want you to know that my husband, we were accountable to each other. He did work a job, a regular job, but I would make my calendar. I'm so glad you brought that up. I forgot to tell you guys, I would put my calendar on my refrigerator so that my family and my husband wouldn't say you're working all the time, because I would pop in there, other things that I had to do. But it's kind of funny, Wendy. My husband would say to me, "Aren't you supposed to be doing something right now?" And he would go to my calendar to make sure that I was making money. So for some of you, it's kind of a cute way to be accountable to someone else, is to do that. And if you're in the middle of having sports, I combined everything with sports and, pulling it together. So I think it's great, guys. We did everything. I never missed. I want you guys to know this. Only if it was a big event did I miss something. But the teachers would say, "Antoinette, you're at every event, but you work a full-time job." And I go, "That's right. Would you like to know how?" But I never missed an event because of doing like a calendar like this and keeping ourselves accountable to it. But it is tough, especially working with your husband. But um, it is making each other accountable, and having that to say what we're going to do, when we're going to do, and for some of us, when you're going to rest. I mean, Christine and I are a little out of control. That's why I love being with her. That, my husband, you guys may have heard this. It was 11:30 one night. And my husband said, "Are you talking to Christine?" And I go, "Yes." "You better let her go to bed." I'm like, "She's not letting me go to bed." But it's good for you to kind of put that in, to work it in, but absolutely. And you can work on vacation, and you can work on this, and you can work any way that you want. There's no way to do this business. Can I say it? There is no way to do it. You only do this business the way that it works for you. And by doing that, you'll be successful. That is why I'm so excited about this, is because you get to be you and you get to be successful. So,
Perfect.
anyone else? I promise I will send the form.
Yes, I'm
Antoinette.
waiting.
Oh, I'm sorry, George.
Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I wanted to tell Antoinette, for what you just said about allowing yourself or someone else to do it their way, thank you, because that's my sister. And I've been trying to get her to do it like I'm doing it. And it's not her style. And she is great with what she's doing. People, hear me. Those of you who are married, I don't care where you're at in your relationship. It's every moment is precious, and you never know when that'll change. Value it above everything. Do this business so you can spend that time together with those you love, because you never know when you're going to lose them. Thank you, all of you, for the training that you're putting out on this. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. God bless all of you.
I think we can end with that, because that is the whole meaning of this business. It really is. And Bill, thanks for sharing that. And guys, let's just do it. It's so exciting that we're in a new company and we get to do this. We get to work. We don't have to work. We get to work. So, okay, I'm only 4 minutes over. I will send the information to George, and guys, I just can't wait to see what's going to happen when you organize your time a little bit more.
Ciao.
All right. Have a good week, everyone.
Thanks, Antoinette.
Oh,
Great
and
job.
tonight we have global.
Yes.
Yes, we'll see everyone tonight.
Okay.
Thank you, Antoinette.
You're
And by
welcome.
the way, the link to this recording is already on the right side on the chat if you want to share a copy and share it.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Antoinette. Amazing
Thank
job.
you, everybody.
Thank
That
you.
was
Bye-bye.
Thank
awesome.
you, everybody. Thank you,
Thank
Bill,
Thank you,
for sharing.
everyone.
Thank you, Antoinette. Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.